Welcome back, folks. My name is Rudy. You're watching Alpha Investments. Today we're going to talk about this news and all the shot heard around the world. Today we're going to talk about Final Fantasy. You know, I grew up playing Final Fantasy 1 on the NES. I think, what was it, Final Fantasy 2 or 3 or 3 and 4 was SNES. I know they skipped some of the numbers. But then I went back and played them when they did the PlayStation remake with Final Fantasy Anthology and Final Fantasy Chronicles. And then obviously the thing that rocked my middle school little brain was the release of Final Fantasy VII. Having the little strategy guide in my backpack heading to middle school and reading the strategy guide all day long just to get home to enjoy playing Final Fantasy VII was definitely a very nostalgic small part of my childhood. I spent easily the 99 hours playing Final Fantasy VII, trying to level everything up, get all the materia, get all the secret things in the world map, beat all the crazy ruby weapon, super weapon, emerald, I don't remember what it was. It was a very big part of nostalgia in my life when I was younger. Now, looking with Magic the Gathering, I always expected that Lord of the Rings would be very, very difficult to top. Hasbro Wizards of the Coast, tomorrow's earnings report, by the way, for Hasbro. Hasbro and Wizards dropped a Final Fantasy teaser and for some reason skipped over. Don't we have a Tarkir new set coming out? Or are they just skipping it? And the market and you all are absolutely losing your mind. I'm doing the best I can to reply to all the patron messages. Sometimes I fall a few days behind, so please be patient. So let's answer all the questions and give you all my opinion. First, it appears the pricing is similar to Lord of the Rings. It's definitely, I believe it's a standard set. I don't know if this is considered a so I believe this Universes Beyond is considered a standard set because Universes Beyond is standard now. I'm not very good when it comes to important things. So they're pricing this at very premium prices. So everybody's saying this is Lord of the Rings 2.0. Now, I personally didn't think we'd be able to top the hype and to really be able to beat any form. Oh, might need to get a drink. Hang on. Oh, golly. Something. I have terrible allergies in the pollen season right now in Florida. It just kicked up and everything's yellow outside. Oh, the allergies kill me. Sorry, everybody. The allergy thing, every year I go through like a 30-day period where I literally have to almost wear a mask just to go outside because my sensitivity to oak pollen specifically is really bad. Anyways. So I didn't think anything would top the drama that was Lord of the Rings and the size and demand of that kind of thing. And then, of course, when they announced the One Ring, everything went crazy. And then the market speculated that Wizards was going to milk Lord of the Rings dry and release a second holiday collector box. And everybody called it a scam and refused to buy it. So, and then the internet doubled down and said that once the One Ring was found, collector boxes would collapse in value. So, unfortunately, once again, the internet is a very poor place to get your information from social media. So, just yesterday, with this announcement of Final Fantasy, from what I gather, the MSRP, since that's an important thing to all the Timmies right now, is for a collector box is around that $500 price point. So I'm going to assume the supply will be extraordinarily tight because not that it's short printed. I don't think it's going to be short printed. I just think that the demand is going to be so high and so many stores are going to be requesting it. The piece of the pie is going to be cut up very thin. So let's go over a few things. So first on these collector boxes. Oh, and yes, the spoilers and the leaks did confirm that there will be serialized Final Fantasy cards. I don't know why everybody's surprised. This is something we all kind of knew, and it's something I discussed on this channel a couple months ago from an email to myself about the serialized cards in Final Fantasy. So I guess the confirmation that the collector boxes are going to be priced at Lord of the Rings level. So I would expect these boxes to be a solid 400 to 500 range. Now, if you're a Rudy patron, if you're anything about this and that, and you're blowing me up, I'm going to be very blunt with you all. I don't know how many boxes I'll be able to get. The only positive thing is I can tell you I'm in the top 1% of spend rate. So out of the thousands of stores in the country, I am in the top 5 largest spending collectible person at distribution level. So I should be able to get, I'm at least hoping, a couple hundred boxes. But that also means demand is going to be so extreme, I'm either just going to have to sell one little box per patron, or a 2-box set, or maybe it's 1 box with some other collector box or something to make a little 2-pack. I don't know. My advice to you all, whether you're not a Rudy patron, or anything, and you want to buy the boxes, my advice is not relying on buying these from me or any one source. My advice to you all out there is, if you specifically want collector boxes, gift bundles, the really nice ones with collector packs in it, the collector commander, any of these extremely charged, very extremely high demand items, I recommend you actually do pre-order, but only from stores you believe will honor it and will actually be around and won't just get a free loan for 3 months or go out of business and take all your money. This is a product that you cannot rely on buying at any one source. This is a product you need to try to remove your emotions, stay calm, but you do need to accept it is going to be extraordinarily popular. It is going to be extraordinarily expensive. And now, I want to pause there, and I want to give you all the downside risk on what people need to think about. So first, on Lord of the Rings, one of the reasons I believe it's so successful is not only the IP, not only the serialized cards, not only the poster cards, not only the silly Nazguls and common slots and Bowmasters and uncommon rares, and not only do you have so many opportunities to pull good playable utility and collectible cards in different slots, but remember, Lord of the Rings was genuinely a powerful set. Now, this is a standard set, not a specialty set, even though it's Final Fantasy. I don't know, and we don't know how much power and oomph they're going to put into this set. If Final Fantasy contains a lot of powerful cards that has a lot of utility, chances are the prices, we could definitely have a Lord of the Rings 2.0 where the value just never goes down. That could easily happen, but we don't know. We need more than just serialized cards and a great art and nostalgia, because if I was Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro, I would print as much of this as possible, because the market demand is going to be unlike anything we've ever seen before. So it is in the company's best interest to make it available, in Wizards and Hasbro to make insane, not millions of dollars, not tens of millions. Like, they should be able to make 50 to 100 plus million on just like this Magic release. Now again, I don't know how much they're paying for the IP, and they're paying for licensing and other things. So it could be costing them $10, $20 million just to use some of these artists and IP. So the bottom line profit may not be as much of a margin as you think. I have no clue what that is. So understand, the collector box situation, it's going to be nasty. Now, whether the price holds or tanks, that's yet to be determined. I'm not going to sit here and do a Rudy hype or a Rudy downplay. I'm just going to tell you, this is what's happening. I just can't believe the amount of people going crazy right now just because they gave some teasers. I guess what? We know the commander, like the main facing commander for each deck, but we don't really know anything about power level, reprints, new utility. We have no idea. Look at some of the other Magic sets we've had recently, okay? Like, everybody hated Carl of Manor. Turns out some of the cards are actually pretty decent. Pulled it back up. Look what happened with Thunder Junction, Duskmourn. Look what happened with Foundations. Oh God, a standard core set Foundation available for years? That's going to be worthless. Everybody can't get enough of it. Duskmourn, another haunted house thing, kind of like Carl of Manor, the Clue game. People, Duskmourn, like, you guys are buying Thunder Junction, Duskmourn. These boxes are being bought from you guys as me, shameless Rudy Shill, patron, 118 shipped, all play boxes. Except new ones, they're cheaper. The Aether ones are under $100 shipped because remember they have less packs. But I mean, these things are crazy. Like the sets that people are buying because they have good cards, they have good power, they have good utility. We don't know if Final Fantasy will deliver good playable utility cards besides just cool art and chase collectible things. Now, if they do, oh my God. So remember, even the play boxes, the commander decks, and the collector, these are not normal priced items. All of them have very, very high wholesale store costs, and they have very, very high MSRP, because that's what you guys want to hear about, because it's 2025. I should make a shirt that says I'm MSRP or these nuts are MSRP. Because MSRP is popular about once every market cycle when it becomes hot. And then when the market drops, nobody's allowed to talk about MSRP for years. So that's where it's at, okay? I'm very curious to see, are they just going to have one showcase? No. Because lately they've been doing one showcase serialized card per standard set, right? Like, Edgar Markov kind of thing. Like, are they just going to be one serialized Final Fantasy card? But there's never been a Universes Beyond set that just had one serialized card. Fallout didn't, Doctor Who didn't, obviously Lord of the Rings didn't. So I would assume there's going to be more than one single showcase card as serialization. But anyways, that's like... You have such an interesting dynamic because the fact that Lord of the Rings and Fallout already happened, it's making people think and approach this very differently. Because now, nobody's going to take a chance. Like, even when I sold, like, a Fallout collector box with, like, Karlov Manor boxes, I was like, okay, you can buy a Fallout collector box as a Rudy patron for, it was a couple $100, but you got to buy 2 Karlov Manor collector boxes. And they were like, what, $160 each at the time? Now, obviously, anybody who bought that, they doubled their money, but the point is, everybody knows that now. Everybody before said, I'm just waiting. I refuse to pay $300, $400 for a collector box. So that's what makes this scenario unique, is that everybody's approaching this with a different mindset. People didn't approach, a lot of you all in comments and patrons sent me messages saying, I'm not going to buy Lord of the Rings to release, Rudy. I'm going to wait for that shit to drop. When I got, even with the holiday Lord of the Rings, the messages were, I'm not paying $260 for this collector box. When it drops to $99, I'll buy it. But now that we are in 2025, and we know what happens, every single Universes Beyond collector box ever made does really well. I don't think this is going to break the trend. So because everybody's mindset is different this time, and everybody knows, there's no surprises. Like, I'll be honest, if you find a store or another YouTuber or someone else has the Rudy, the copycat Rudy Patreon, anything, and they offer you cheap collector boxes, take them. Take as much as you can. Hell, if they sell them to you for, $300 for a collector box, $350 for a collector box, buy them and sell them to me for $400. Anyone who's willing, because every store is going to be given or allocated a small amount of boxes, okay? I would expect the average LGS to get 6 to 12 collector boxes, maybe a master case of 24 if they're lucky. I mean, Fallout was abysmal. Okay, so based on that, if we all know what's going on. So if anyone now, if any other store is going to just unload or try to get good community points and try to do something to feel good, and if anyone's going to do that, I highly recommend you guys out there just buy them out. That would be my advice. Keep them. If you want to flip them, you want to sit on them, you want to open them and sell singles. If you want to open them and do a YouTube, do whatever you want, but just understand. This is the first Universes Beyond mega release since the market has gone full bull run. All collector boxes become highly desirable. I mean, look at Bloomborough collectors. Look at Duskmorn collectors. Look at the foundation core set collector boxes. You know, Wizards, I mean, you can bash them because that's the cool thing to do on the internet, but they've done a fucking amazing job at producing these products, doing the right amount of print run adjustments, and just, yeah, guess what? They've done a great job at milking us for money and raising the prices, and the market's supporting it. No matter how much you love or hate Hasbro, you hate Rudy, the evil manipulator, the market is happy. And when the market's happy, the prices are going to go up. And we don't really know the true value of these Final Fantasy products. So understand, everybody, we have no idea what these things are. The market is going to be in a discovery phase for a while, okay? These collector boxes could easily swing. I mean, if people right now, on the Amazons and pre-order, I guess they put them up and it got blown out in like 30 minutes, I heard. If people are putting these things up already for $450 to $500 and they sell out immediately, I can tell you right now, if you ever put something on eBay and it sells within the first hour or the first 6 hours, that means you underpriced it and the market annihilated you. So if people are telling me already, Final Fantasy collector boxes are being pre-ordered for $4, $450, and $5, and any store who's put those up is blown out immediately, that by default tells me that the market believes it's worth more than those numbers, and that's why people are rushing it. Now, does that mean out of the gate these are going to be $500, $600, $700 collector boxes? I don't know about that. That just seems a little scary, but I can't comment. Maybe they are. I don't know the cards. Or when I told you guys, Assassin's Creed collector boxes, I thought they should be 400 plus. Super rare product, a very unique set, serialized cards, in a very interesting Universes Beyond product. The market disagreed. Everybody ridiculed Rudy. The collector boxes went from 400 all the way down to like 190 to 200 at the low. Now, obviously, you fast forward 6 months, and now the prices are almost back to 300 already. So the market's continuing. It goes through these discovery phases of trying to figure out where that equilibrium is. Now, for individuals who have the resources and have the patience, they have the time, you're in good health, you're active, you have the resources, this presents a tremendous opportunity for evil collectors and evil investors in these markets. Pokemon's not slowing down anytime soon. I don't think Magic's slowing down anytime soon. Now, I want to stop real quick there on the Final Fantasy Magic. Keep in mind, Final Fantasy is not the next Magic release. The next one is actually like a return to Tarkir set. Remember, Khans of Tarkir, Rudy Zakan, remember 2016? The only reason you guys are watching me is because of that video. And Fate Reforged and Dragons of Tarkir, the Tarkir block. We actually have a whole other Magic set and block coming out in like 30, 45 days, is it? Or actually, no, I think Wizards did the right thing. And it's actually, I think they slowed down the release cycle, actually. Now that I think about it, never mind. I actually think the release cycle slowed down so much. I think we don't even have a set every month anymore. But anyways, we have this Tarkir set coming out. And the whole market's just jumped over it or skipped it and nobody even cares about the next Magic set right now. And I'm like, so that makes a very interesting thing. Historically, when we have the market already obsessed and going crazy over product, the sets before and after around the really hot set tend to be under-ordered, underappreciated. Right now, there's no excitement for the new Tarkir set. And, little old man Rudy over here, I'm actually really excited about a Dragons and a return to, again, don't get excited from the email I sent to myself. Fetch lands are not going to be just a regular. You're not going to get a bunch of fetch lands in a normal slot in a play box. Sorry. At least that's what I was told from the bathroom. Now, I would like that to be true, and I hope I'm giving you guys bad information. That'd be awesome. But it is rumored fetch lands will return in the Tarkir block. It is also rumored there'll be special guests and showcase. They're not going to be where you're going to pull, in a play box, 5, fetch lands in a play box. I wish that would be clear, but I don't think we see the Khans of Tarkir repeat. So we already have another Magic set in between this. Right now, Aether Drift, just like the previous set before Aether Drift, Innistrad, is already drifting lower across the board on collector boxes because people are liquidating, freeing up capital, not happy with the sets, and they're already moving to this next thing. And I'm over here like, well, what about all these other good things? So be aware, whenever we have a Lord of the Rings, a major master release, a major Final Fantasy, expect the products that are going to release before, after, anywhere near that splash zone to be bad performers historically. Now, that also presents a lot of opportunity for people who are more interested in the long game, but expect the Final Fantasy ecosystem to absorb all the money and all the resources. So and I think Final Fantasy releases around, doesn't it release around tax time? Doesn't it release around the April, May, June range? I thought it was like end of May, beginning of June. Anyways, so expect, all the money is going to go to that, okay? So, to go back to the situation, play boxes for Final Fantasy. So, without serialized cards, are the play boxes going to have enough playable, utility-driven cards to support premium-priced play boxes? These are not going to be Rudy selling you Aether Drift play boxes for $99 shift. These are not going to be Bloomborough, Dustmorn, Foundations, Thunder Junction, all that I sell you all for $118 shipped. Final Fantasy, this is a premium. Remember, Lord of the Rings pricing. So essentially, Hasbro Wizards doubles all the prices. So essentially, instead of the store paying $185 for a collector box, I expect the collector box to be what, $250, $300 wholesale, which would make the MSRP $500 for those of you who are all moo. So expect very interesting stuff when it comes to the play box. Now, same thing, even like the bundles. Bundles are an interesting one lately because they're always just a one and done release because they're not as profitable, they're bulky, less per pallet, and Wizards just kind of, I heard rumors that Wizards doesn't even like bundles anymore because of the margins, logistics, and how many fit on a pallet, but they're kind of stuck into making them. So I think the gift bundles, the commander decks, the collect, I think all this stuff is going to be very hot. And if the set is proven and shows that even the regular cards are strong and good, the play boxes will be expensive, or I don't know what they're 180s, 200s, 250s, whatever the range is that Wizards establishes. Expect that the price will hold. If there's not a lot of playable and it's just a product being sold on, no real, playable standard cards, and it's just pretty much serialized cards and unique artwork and chase stuff and showcase, expect a lot of softness in the play boxes and a lot of strength in, the commander and the collector. So that's my general speech of the Final Fantasy thing. So first of all, the thousands of you all who are Rudy patrons, yes, I'm going to be running a sale on the play boxes, the collector boxes, the commander decks. If I can get at least 20 or 30 of the collector commander, if we can get the commander collector, I don't know. These will all be offered at release, like we do with every single Pokemon, every single Magic release coming up. Nothing's changing. But no, if you're asking me for master cases or 6 collector boxes or 24 collector boxes of Final Fantasy, I won't be able to help you. If you want to get 1 or 2 collector boxes, because again, a product that's going to sell out no matter what, my job with it is do the best I can to make sure as many patrons have access to it, which means small quantities and spreading it more thin. That, versus just selling 5 people master cases. Whatever the price is on that time, the same as always. If the box price is $500 plus tax, what is that, $550? I don't know, we'll take off $60, $70 on the price, and that'll be the price. Whatever the market price is, we'll take off the discount. That is the most fair way to approach this. I'm not going to make up a number. I'm not going to underprice it. I'm not going to overprice it. We do the best we can. Some people love that. Some people hate it. But that's what Rudy the Grifter does. So past that, you need to make sure you have sources that you can get this product that are reliable. They're going to stay in business. They're not going to take, I don't like pre-ordering, but this situation, wait till we're closer, not now. Wait for stores to have real numbers, but you need to accept with yourself if you're going to be willing to spend these crazy prices for the product. If you want it and you think it's worth it, then go for it. If you think it's all pumps and dumps and scams and manipulation, sit it out, and honestly, you want Rudy advice? The Tarkir block before it, and probably the set at, there's going to be a lot of other good stuff. Remember, the vacuum of money is going to make a lot of other opportunities in these other Magic sets. Not to mention, nobody cares about old Magic, the thing Rudy put millions of dollars in, the vintage Magic that nobody cares about. There's a lot of other opportunities to still do things out there. So I think that's about it. I just want to cover what I feel is all the questions. Did I miss anything? I don't think did I miss anything? Should I drink water like Mark Zuckerberg? Hold on. Sorry. Serious Business Channel, sorry. I think that's about it. I think we'll end the video there. I think it's a good understanding. Just a final comment. You know, it's going to be pumped. There's going to be a million videos on everything. There's really not much for me to say about it. I love Final Fantasy. I told you all at the beginning of the video. I have a lot of nostalgia and grew up with Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9, and 10, and 10-2? Am I old, or is it really 10-? I thought it was my favorite Final Fantasies with the Nintendo, the 1, 2, 3 era. And then when I was middle school, teenager years, Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8, Final Fantasy 9 was okay. I thought it was underrated. Final Fantasy 10 was a big deal. But I swear it was 10-2. Was 10-2 a thing? Or am I just full of shit? Am I making stuff up again? Is the internet right? I thought it was 10-2 or it was like 10-2. I think Final Fantasy 11 did like online. I didn't play that one. Then I got older and discovered vehicles and cars and chicks. I think I pulled away at that time. So, but just don't try to time the market, everybody. This is a product that everybody needs to determine if you want to be a part of it or you want to skip it. Don't try to time the market swings. Don't try, because as news drops, as we move forward, they're going to do a lot of marketing, and it's going to be a very, very hot thing. The only thing I really have going for me compared to a lot of other stores is, like I said, my spend rate is so high with Wizards and Hasbro. Again, I've told you all before in this video, just to remind you all if you're new here, Wizards of the Coast, about 1.2% of Wizards of the Coast money comes from me. So over 1% of Magic the Gathering is literally funded and spent by me, because I spend over $1 million a month on new Magic. So if you do the earnings and you run the numbers, it comes out to be between 1 and 1.4% of Wizards of the Coast revenue comes from me. And it's a creepy thing to say, because we have like this unspoken relationship. And, you know, I don't know. Magic the Gathering remains probably the best card game in the world, the original. And we'll see how they navigate this. We'll see if, you know, they make the right decisions on utility, the power level of the set, the print run sizes, and nobody really knows, but it's going to be expensive. So if you want to be a patron, you can. If you want to just buy from multiple stores, I recommend that. Past that, thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I can go for some good. I'm hungry. Have a great day, everybody. Oh yeah, you guys always ask me. That is one of my favorite artists. That is a Frank Moss Bennett. If you Google Frank Moss Bennett on Google Images, you will actually see, I have about 12 of his paintings. You'll see a lot of prints and copies that they sell on internet. That's one of his originals. Over here is one of the Reggiani's, I think it's pronounced. If you Google on here, I think it's like Vetrano. I can't read, I can't see it from here. Reggiani in Reggiania. I'm terrible pronouncing. That one's called Casanova. Great painting. His artwork goes pretty high on Christie's and Sotheby's. Really cool thing. Frank Moss Bennett paintings are cheaper, but I just think they're really, really. Oops, sorry. I think these are just really cool. But these Italian and those type of paintings get really, really expensive. Over there, I don't know if you guys can see that. That's a really cool painting from the probably about mid-19th century, man. And that one was actually from a London art and show and festival. It's got it on the plaque there. Really, really neat. This one, you can't see the higher up ones there, but you know what? Screw it. It's 30 minutes in. How many people are watching? I'll show you guys real quick. Ready? Oh, yeah. That's Urza Saga. This right here is a painting. That's a David Emile Joseph Denoter. Denoter is one of my favorite artists. Can I put a light on this? One of my favorite. I have a couple of his originals. Very, very cool painting. Over here, we got a really cool Les Raw painting. That's one of the unique ones with the soldiers and everything. Sorry, the lighting's kind of funky. And then the one here, I know I'll do more. I know a lot of people have been asking me. This is a really cool one with the old masters with Michelangelo, Leonardo, and everybody in it in the Pitti Palace. It's very unusual to get an original painting that is a painting within a painting. And usually when they paint the Pitti Palace and they paint art galleries, they don't put people in it. Usually it's painted after hours. So it's really unique to have people and figures inside of the actual painting. So I thought that was pretty cool. Oh yeah, for those of you wondering, sorry, here you go. 1858, 1938, there you go. And you guys were asking me. So hold on. And then, there you go. Oh, 17, World Academy Exhibit. That's what it was, 1848. Anyways, I don't know if you guys care about art or anything. It's historical, and I think it's amazing. And I don't know if you guys can see. I don't want to move it or mess with it. Anyways, have a great day.